the English one. And then you spend practically the whole day discussing the lecture, what you understood and sharing. Then again in the afternoon there would be around 4:30, 5 o'clock some darshan. He would come out and maybe 20 minutes he would be outside and walking, surveying the grounds, going to see the printing press, and then the brahmachari ashram, like that. Walking a bit like that. So service in Bhubaneswar was just hearing. We'd ask, what service? No, you just come to hear. No, all Prabhupada told us you should come to India once a year for 1 month. When I told her to go, she said, no, 1 month is not sufficient. Minimum 3 months. And Gurudev, Śrīla Gour Maharaj, one time somebody asked him, oh, Gurudev, you are coming one time in the West, and we are coming one time to see you in India. No. And Gurudev cut him and said, yes, this is enough. And not everybody have to ask, enough for what? Enough to understand you should give up everything and come to live with me in Mathura. Enough for that. I'm coming one time, you come in one time, this is enough. Enough for what? To understand. Be there in Sadhu Sangha. All the sadhus will say that, be in Sadhu Sangha, because we need that association. Anarthas will go in Sadhu Sangha. We all know that there's 5 most powerful limbs of bhakti. And they said even a little of those, prem will come. But Gurudev and Govinda explain exactly the same. It says, begin with Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathuravas, Srimurtira Shaya Sevan. But both of them explain Sadhu Sangha, then Nam Kirtan in Sadhu Sangha, chanting the holy name in association of sadhus. Bhagavat Shravan, listen to Bhagavatam in Sadhu Sangha, to live in Mathura in Sadhu Sangha, to serve the deity with faith in Sadhu Sangha. The Sadhu Sangha is the first limb, but the others must be done in connection with it. And we say, but what when you live, you live far and then you have no possibility to come so much if you have business, family, children. He said, then if you cannot be physically in Sadhu Sangha, be mentally, connect, like that. And also Śrīla Gurudev, he gives this amazing method. He said, when you chant your rounds, the first 4 rounds, you should be thinking, I am sitting in front of Gurudev. He's looking at me, I'm looking at him. Not that he's indifferent. He's chanting, I'm chanting. And say, connect like that. And he said, well, when you take your beads, you invite Gurudev, oh, Svagatam Gurudev, please come. You can even chant mantra, I'm Guravinama, or please take a seat, like that, Achamaniyam, watch, like when we do puja, right? But even just invoke Gurudev, and then, okay, mentally, okay, I'm in front of Gurudev, I'm chanting, he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, for 4 rounds. And it changes a lot of things. When you practice that, you have like a meeting with Gurudev every morning. Not that all Gurudev is 10,000 away, kilometers away on the other side of the world. We're in New Zealand and he's in Los Angeles. I see him once every blue moon. No, every day you have the connection. And Gurudev said the association with sadhu is in the heart, right? What did Gurudev tell us? I'm closer to you than the air you breathe. Remember? Śrīla Gour Maharaj, many times he said that. Just remember me, I'm closer to you than the air we breathe. And what mantra he was always reciting? Sanatana Shukadev Goswami praying to Narada Muni, you are able to enter in the heart of everyone. So Guru is entering, Sadguru, this type of Guru, they're able to enter in the heart of everyone. And we should always consider Gurudev is there, not 10,000 miles away, he's there. That consciousness we have to cultivate. That sambandha, the relationship with Krishna is going through relationship with Guru. That was also 2 points that both Prabhupada and Saraswati Thakur, Govinda and Saraswati Thakur were stressing. No, le Guru est un point obligé, passage obligé. That is, you cannot do without the Guru. It's like compulsory passage. Now, to bridge the gap between us and Krishna, We need Guru. He would get from us, from Krishna, much more than we could get ourselves ever. Like we mentioned the other day, they are like the gurus are like lawyers pleading on our behalf at the Supreme Court in Krishna's world, begging on our behalf. Oh, please give mercy. And Śrīla Gour Govinda would say like that. Krishna appears how? Krishna says, I have no other business than to satisfy the desires of my pure devotees. They have bound me in the heart with the ropes of love. I'm not independent. Remember when Durasa Muni came to Lord Vishnu after chased by the Sudarshan Chakra, after going to Brahmaloka, Shivloka, finally he went to Svetadvip. And then what did the Lord answer? Aham bhakta paradino yasvatantra ivadvija sadubir grasteridayo bhakta bhakta janapriya. Oh, twice born, I am not independent. Everyone thinks, oh, you are Svatantra, the Supreme. I'm not independent. I am bhakta paradin. I'm completely dependent upon my devotees. They have captured me. What to speak of my devotee? Bhakter bhakta janapriya. My devotees are so dear to me. What to speak of them? Their devotees, the devotees of my devotees. Means the disciples of my devotees are so dear to me. And remember what Krishna told the gopis? I cannot repay my debt to you. That's like the Śrīla Gour Govinda was saying that, Saraswati Thakur was saying it, Gurudev was saying it. The message is always the same. Na parayeham, I cannot pay my debt. What you've done is impossible to be done. You've done what no woman can do, breaking all the rules of dharma, of society, which are keeping a woman in a position that she in the house with society, family, all those boundaries. That's impossible. You did it for me. I cannot repay. I don't have that kind of love. You are ekanishta. Your love is completely one-pointed. My love is bahunishta. And then Krishna told the gopis, 10th canto of Bhagavatam, Ras Panchadhyaya, I cannot even forget a new devotee from New Zealand. Why are you laughing? Krishna says, I cannot forget even a new devotee from Christchurch. Oh, come on. Does he really say that? What he says, I cannot forget even a new devotee from the material world. Now, the last time I looked on the map, Christchurch was still in the material world. That's why I say Krishna told the gopis, I cannot forget even a new devotee from Christchurch. Krishna says, I can't forget. Anyone who starts on the path, I cannot forget. But you have given all you love only one pointed way to me. I cannot repay that. And Śrīla Gour Govinda used to say that Krishna doesn't like to remain indebted. Because in Bhagavad Gita he says, Yayatamam prapadyante. As you surrender, I reward accordingly. But no, with the gopis he could not. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti wrote that day the devotees, the gopis completely defeated Krishna. They made him break his promise. He promised in Bhagavad Gita and they broke. And Krishna doesn't like that. So, how can I repay? So Śrīla Gour Govinda was saying, there's explanation from different sadhus. He said Krishna is moving subreptiously behind his pure devotees, following him to get some food dust. So Jiva Goswami says to purify his entire creation, and Vishwanath Chakravarti says to repay his debt to the gopis, because that debt, that dust is so potent, so powerful. And he also explained that Krishna came back as Mahaprabhu, and as Mahaprabhu is canvassing for manjaris, servants of Radhika, to pay back his debt to her. Because when we say gopis, Radhika means the supreme gopis. They are all her Kaya Vyuha, her expansions. So Krishna wants to pay back Radhika by doing what? Trying to convince us to serve her. That's the explanation he gave. That's how he wants to pay back his debt. So himself personally went door to door and sent also Nityananda Prabhu and trying to convince people to give their life to the lotus feet of Radhika. Of course, now we get into another discussion if that according to your Swarup. But this is the one time only in one day of Brahma that he does this. To do what? To pay back his debt. Externally he said, oh, for a long time I did not give this kind of love of Braj in this universe. Because Krishna now it goes from one universe to the next like a big road show, Prabhupada said. Constantly going next, like a circus. Today in Christchurch and next day in Nelson and then after 1 week you come back, where's the tent? Where's the pandal? Where's everyone? Where's the camels? Where are the tigers? Gone next city. So Krishna comes, stays 125 years more or less, then finish, next universe. The road show, the circus goes to next universe. Right? And in our universe, our turn, there's so many universes, our turn comes back once every day of Brahma. 8 billion, 600 million years. That was the last time Krishna gave this Vraja Prem. Last time. And the next time will be in the same amount of time. Now we have the opportunity. Like all the salesmen say, hey, unique opportunity, limited edition, only available for some time. And this is what our gurus are saying. No. Mahaprabhu made a mini golden age in Kali Yuga. Now you can get. Now it's Prema Yuga. Now you can get Prem. Before that you could do what you want. No Prem. In the other Kali Yugas, it's not Mahaprabhu who comes. It's still Nam Sankirtan, the Hare Krishna mantra, but it's not Mahaprabhu. He comes only one time in the day of Brahma. No, some other avatar comes. Amsa or some Jiva, Shaktyavesha avatar, who is blackish color or greenish color. But Mahaprabhu, golden color, once in the day of Brahma. And the others, they give the Maha Mantra, but they don't give Vraja Prem. At best, you can go to Vaikuntha. Imagine going to Vaikuntha. Where's Jamuna? Where are the gopis? Where's Govardhan? Where's Gurudev? Vaikuntha. I have a full hand for him. What do I do with those 2 extra arms? Oh, it's for service, okay. Like Gopakumar, right? Puriyat Bhagavatamrita, Gurudev revealed. Gopakumar came to Vaikuntha and he's thinking, and Narada Muni is so astonished. How is it that he's in anxiety? In Vaikuntha, the place of no kunta, of no anxiety, is full of anxiety. Then he takes his spiritual pulse and says, oh, I understand, you're a Gopa. You belong to Braj, so here you're not satisfied. In the morning, the Gopakumar comes and says, Gopal, let's go and take off the clothes. And he will say, shh, don't call him like that. Don't you know it's the Lord who gives all the blessings? Oh, yeah, I understand. You refer to one time when he became Krishna. Because every worshipper of a particular deity thinks that deity is God. And then, so in Vaikuntha, they all sing Narayan is the Lord, and Krishna is an incarnation of Narayan. Oh yeah, Lord Narayan, one time to have some fun, he became Krishna. But don't call him, you try to insinuate that our Lord is a lover of a milkmaid? This is what you want to say? How dare you? And Gopakumar is... and like the little Gopas in the evening, he's jumping on the Krishna's, they jump on Krishna's bed, and Mother Yashoda has to get them out because they cannot separate from Krishna. So in the evening, he goes to Lord Narayan. And he also wants to go. Narayan, and the servants are saying, oh, you must be tired, maybe you should retire in your apartments. And he's like, say, no, here only Lakshmi, she can serve the Lord in privacy. And Gopakumar is there in Vaikuntha. And Narada Muni couldn't understand. This is because he belongs not to Vaikuntha, he belongs to Vrindavan. And he told him, you have to go back. There's no way, there's no road, no highway between Vaikuntha and Vrindavan. If you went to Vaikuntha, you cannot go in between. You have to go back to Vrindavan on earth, do bhajan in Vrindavan, and then take the Goloka Express. Vaikuntha Express is one type of Express, but to go to Vrindavan, you take Vrindavan Goloka Express. And you can only buy the ticket doing bhajan in Vrindavan. Huh? Rupa Goswami has explained that. Śrīla Gour Govinda was telling that, and Gurudev developed it. With Govinda Maharaj, he would speak, but his katha was not. Once a week, he would speak like very high rasa tattva. Once a week, he would give like one class like that. But otherwise, the whole week, his katha was based on detachment and surrender, stressing the importance of detachment and surrender. So without surrender, you don't get detached. Without getting attached to Krishna, you're going to become detached from Maya. Impossible. We are persons. By nature, we are attached. You cannot become detached from Maya, which usually is symbolized by one person, without becoming attached to another person. It's a question of personal relationship. Unless you become attached to Krishna, you cannot become detached from Maya. And he said, and you cannot become attached to Krishna directly. You have to become attached to a devotee. Like Gurudev, we mentioned last time, this bhajan, Bimala Vaishnavi. When will I develop attachment for the pure-hearted Vaishnavas? Then all my attachments, all my nata will go. So both Saraswati Thakur and Gurudev and Śrīla Gour Govinda Swami were stressing this. You have to become attached to a pure devotee. Somehow. Kapila Dev's third canto of Bhagavatam, we quoted last time. Without becoming attached to a pure Vaishnava, you cannot become detached from Maya. It's impossible. So we have to develop that attachment. That's why we have to remember them, think about them, especially in that bhajan. Oh, sadhu, no. Is that? Rupanuga sadhu jana bhajana ananda. Remember the Rupanuga Vaishnavas were absorbed in the ecstasy of bhajan. So for us, who are those? Or Srila Gurudev, or Prabhupada, or Śrīla Gour Govinda Maharaj. No, this type of Rupanuga Vaishnava, sadhu Vaishnavas. Remembering them, remembering their pastime, remembering their moods, remembering their teachings. If we had as much personal contact as we had with them, remembering those times. I was asking Srila Narayan Maharaj, when we are with you, it's very easy, but when you're back in the West, even with the best of will, you get eaten by Maya. Because so much, the material, the Occident, the Western world is so saturated with tamas and rajas, so little sattva, that it wears on you gradually. You get eaten up. He said, how do you do? He said, just remember how we are now. Remember those moments. Remember our exchanges, remember the moods, remember the feelings, remember that. Cherish it. No. We know, Śrīla Gour Govinda was explaining, and Prabhupada, it's in all the Shastras, all bhajan of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas is bhajan in separation. Some other lines, they cultivate the mood of union. But Śrīla Gour Govinda has to say, no. Unless you accept the fire of separation, you will not be able to enjoy the pleasure of meeting. First, you have to be purified by separation. And it says separation begins by separation from bhajan. Feeling. Like sadhus, when they meet each other, I remember Śrīla Gour Govinda came to France and he asked the president, one sannyasi, oh, bhajan kushal? No, your bhajan is happy? And the sannyasi didn't understand, so he told him in English, bhajan kushal, your bhajan is happy, you absorb in your sadhana. And the sannyasi president was completely bewildered, he just left. It's just like, what bhajan, what are you talking about? I don't have any bhajan. So when we hear that, we should think, yes, bhajan, what means bhajan? Bhajan means, I asked, many years ago to Krishna Priya Didi, in Krishna Maharam, oh, Didi, you speak so much of bhajan, but most people here are new devotees. What do you mean by bhajan? So she closed her eyes and she tilted her head and said, bhajan means as soon as you wake up, there's only one thought in your mind the whole day. Oh, to please them. And she was indicating the deity. This is bhajan. I was thinking, yeah, give me a gun. I don't have any bhajan. That is bhajan. So first thing, lamenting, I don't have any bhajan. Hari Hari Bipade we sang last time. Oh, I did not worship Radha Krishna. Or Prabhupada no lamenting Gorapahun Abajiyaman. Oh, I did not worship Gauranga. Satsanga Chadi, I gave up satsanga. Asate Vilas, to have some pastime, material pastimes. No. What did I do? Vishaya Vishama Visha Satata Kainu. I have drunk constantly the strong poison of Vishaya, sense gratification, sense enjoyment. Gora Kirtana Rasa, but the taste of Gaur Kirtan, I never experienced that. Kenava Achaye Pran, why I maintain this life? Kisuka lagi, for which type of pleasure? Narottama Dasakena, Nagela Mariye, better to die. And Śrīla Gour Govinda gave one class one time, I remember, like breathing up, at the end he explained like that. He says, this is what we have to be feeling, this lamentation. And he said, once someone genuinely feels like that, no, why to maintain my life? No, if I don't experience spiritual pleasure, better to die. He said, at that time, when that mood is there, they make a festival in Goloka Vrindavan because that devotee very quickly goes out of the material world. When you're on the brink of living, you develop that mood. Why did I drink again and again the strong poison of material life? Why didn't I get absorbed in Gaur Kirtan? For why? For what kind of pleasure do I remain alive? Oh, better to die. He said, you should cultivate that mood. That's mood of separation. First separation from bhajan. Then separation from gurus, from sadhu, from Gurudev and the sadhus. And Bhakti-Rakshaka Maharaj says, this mood of separation is the greatest protection. When you feel separation from sadhus, you cannot be in an enjoying mood. Maybe you remember Śrīla Gurudev in Mathura, one time he gave a class. One mother, she has a child who comes back every day at 4:30 from school. One day, 5 o'clock, the boy is not back. So she starts to be really in anxiety. 5:30 is still not there. 6 o'clock, she sends her older brother to look for him. At 7 o'clock, he comes back without the younger brother. In which mood she is? Gurudev says, is she in enjoying mood? Shopping mood? Joking mood? No, prajapa mood? No, she's, where is my child? She has only one thought in her mind. That feeling of separation, she doesn't think of anything else, just her child. And Gurudev says, we have to become like that. Develop that mood of separation from sadhu. Where is my Gurudev? Like Narottam, no, that bhajan, Ye Anilo Premadana? Where is Acharya Thakur? Where is this Advaita Acharya? Or Srinivas, some people different translation. Where is that Srinivas Acharya who gave the treasure of Prem? Where is he gone? Where is Maharaja Das? Where are they gone? Where is Gauranga? Where are they? They had so wonderful pastime between themselves. Where are they gone? Like really deeply feeling that separation. And Śrīla Maharaj says, when you're thinking like that, you're protected. Maya cannot touch you. No, because during separation from the sadhus, what do you care about Maya? Like this lady, mother in separation from the child. She's not in shopping mood, what should I put on, or joking mood or anything. She's, where is my child? So that's separation. And Saraswati Thakur was speaking the same thing. Śrīla Gour Govinda, the same kata, Gurudev, the same kata. Stressing that we have to develop this mood of separation. This is the whole Rupanuga Bhajan. The whole Gaudiya Vaishnav line is based on separation. Mahaprabhu came, Krishna himself, experiencing and showing the example, crying, grinding his face against the wall in Gambhira. His face was all bruised, and then mad in separation, going out, traversing the wall, and going out, and they would discover him. His body had shrunk like a big pumpkin or like a tortoise, or elongated on the opposite. Only the skin, between the joints. And when the devotees found him and they were making kirtan and he would come back, he said, "Why did you bring me back? I was with Krishna," feeling so much separation and crying bitterly. Raghunath Das Goswami or Prayojanacharya, what is he expressing in Vilapa Kusumanjali, or Gurudev so mercifully commented? He's rolling on the bank of Radhakund, where he spent half of his life, crying, vilap. Vilap means lamentation. Vilapa Kusumanjali, offering flowers of moods of separation as an offering to Srimati Radhika. Vilapa Kusumanjali. Vilapa means you lament in separation. So we cannot be, of course, artificial and just psych ourselves up and try to enter that world, but we have to one day enter that. That will completely win us from Maya. Win us, yeah? It's like a mother, you win the child, no? That will completely win us from Maya. No. And Śrīla Gour Govinda insisted so much on this. And Saraswati Thakur, you take his pranam mantra, what is he speaking? Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida. He gave that Rupanuga mood. He came to give that. No. Gurudev expresses, Srimati Radhika, she has this desire to engage everyone in Krishna's service. As neophyte devotees, usually we're proud. No. Let me tell you, we did this service, I did it. But Srimati Radhika, the topmost goddess, she's thinking, I cannot please Krishna alone. So she expands in the form of all the gopis, or Kaya Vyuha, each one incarnating one of her moods, to please Krishna in all those forms. And still she's thinking it's not enough. So she's looking to everyone with a particular mood, the mood to engage all those souls in the service of her Priyatam, her dear Krishna. Because she feels alone I cannot satisfy. Even with all my gopis I cannot. So that glance loaded with that desire, it is personified as Nayana Mani Manjari, who appears in this world as Saraswati Thakur. So he is the personification of the desire of Srimati Radhika to engage all the souls in the service of Krishna. And Prabhupada said, you are all here only because of his desire. And Gurudev was also saying, if he had not come, none of you would have any opportunity to meet any sadhu, any pure devotee in the world. One time Prabhupada was asked, any pure devotee came before you in the West? He said, no. You were so contaminated that no pure devotees have ever come in the West before. I mean, in Kali Yuga, no pure devotee ever came in the West. But Prabhupada came and he brought Vrindavan, Bhakti, Tulasi, deities, Seva. He created the opportunity for Seva for everyone. If you think, as soon as you bring deities, deity creates Seva, so much service. No? Cooking, dressing, worshipping, making jewelry, making dresses, and then a garden for flowers, making garlands. I mean, deity create, and Prabhupada, just by doing that, he created unlimited opportunities for service. This is what sadhus do. Śrīla Gour Govinda was quoting that bhajan of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Nadia Godrum. At the end he said, Krishnera samsara koro chadi anachar. And he says, Guru comes and he opens one business. This is called Krishna Samsar. And he engages you in that business. No. Means you become an employee in that factory. What is that factory? Oh, just to please Krishna. So Krishna Samsar. There is Maya Samsar and Krishna Samsar. So you absorb in Maya Samsar, and to pull you out of that, Guru opens a Krishna Samsar factory. And you become an employee in that Krishna Samsar, and you all know all your chesta, all your efforts, all your moods are meant to please Krishna. So unless you engage by the Guru in Krishna's Samsar, how can you get out of Maya Samsar? You cannot. Maya is holding you from inside. Like Arjuna asking Krishna, where is the enemy? As a general, military man, one time Stalin, he was told, during the war, you have to take in consideration the power of the Vatican. And Stalin asked as a military, Vatican, how many divisions? Means how many divisions or soldiers can they put on the battlefield? They meant like the power, like the spiritual power, the influence. Oh, Vatican, how many divisions? To calculate like that. So Arjuna, as a military man, Krishna, where is the enemy? And what does Krishna says? In the senses, in the mind, in the intelligence. The enemy is inside. Enemy outside, Arjuna could shoot, but can you shoot an arrow inside? Krishna identified the enemy. The enemy is this desire for independent enjoyment, lust, kam. The opposite of prema. Where is it? In the mind, in the senses, in the intelligence. What do you do? Le loup est dans la bergerie, in French. The wolf is inside the sheep house. The wolf is inside, not outside, he's inside. What do you? Then you can only pray up. Suddhadvaiti Thakur told a story like that, and Gurudev repeated that story. There is one deer going to drink at a very deep lake, and the lake is surrounded by mountain. So there's only one access. And then the deer is about to drink, and suddenly he sees one hunter with an arrow. And he has 2 dogs. What can he do? So I heard 2 versions of the story. So in one version, the deer just closes his eyes and prays. And suddenly, rain starts to fall. The hunter doesn't see properly. He shoots one arrow, he kills his 2 dogs. And now that he has discharged his arrow, the deer just jumps and runs away. And Suddhadvaiti Thakur tells differently. He said there is a deep pond in the front with a cliff, so that direction is blocked. The water, deep water, and the cliff above. And then on both sides, forest fire, and behind a hunter. And he said the absolute above is the only way out. No, the cul-de-sac. No, he said the absolute is a cul-de-sac above. No, there's no other outcome. So this is our situation. On all around dangers. We're surrounded by dangers. No escape, no escape, no escape, and the hunter behind. So what is the only way? Up. Praying. Praying to whom? To the Vaishnavas. That is the essence, I think, of their message. All our acharyas had stressed that and that. So one time somebody in France, Śrīla Gour Govinda was explaining that in general the Guru is a Radha Priya Saki. He said a dear girl companion of Srimati Radhika. And then at the end of the class, now when he left, back to his room, some devotee said, "Have you heard what he said? He said the Guru is a gopi, and himself is a Guru. Isn't he posing as a gopi?" And I told him, "You idiot, have you ever heard any Harikatha, any class like this, like the one you heard now? You never heard this kind of, why you criticize that saint? He was speaking philosophy." But the devotees started to be very critical, and then French are pretty hot-headed and argumentative, and people for a couple hours they were arguing, and I was sick of it. I said, I have to go and see the sadhu to get purified from this contamination. So I went up to his room and asked him, "Oh Maharaj, when you spoke like this, some people could misunderstand, and they could think that because you say the Guru is like that, and you're a Guru, that you may be speaking about yourself." And he looked at me like horrified, and I was thinking, "You idiot, you wanted to purify yourself from contamination, you just offended the saint." And I just wanted to disappear in a mouse hole, like we say in France. What we're gonna do? What's so stupid to go and present that to him? I've offended him. And you know that the story in the Bhagavatam, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu sent Kadana Pandit to Pundarika Vidyanidhi to listen to Harikatha. When he came to Pundarika Vidyanidhi, he saw that he was dressed with fine silks, with oil on his hair. He had a hookah, a golden spittoon, and all kind of precious little furniture. And he was thinking, he's a sense enjoyer, he's a Vishai. I'm supposed to listen Harikatha from him. Just in his mind, Mukunda Datta was there. And you could read his mind, because Vaishnavas of elevated level, they just read your mind like an open book. So he could understand. So he started to recite one verse, glorifying Krishna. "Oh, Aho Bhaka. Oh, how is it? Oh, how merciful is Krishna." that the sister of Bakasura Putana came to kill him, but Krishna is so merciful, he gave her the position of wet nurse in the spiritual world. When he heard this, Pundarika Vidyanidhi completely changed. He became mad in separation, started to pull his hair, broke his uka, kicked the spittoon, he was like rolling on the ground crying. And Pundarika Vidyanidhi said, Gayatri Pandit said, oh my God, I've offended him. So he went back to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said, so what happened? So he reported. And Gayatri Pandit said, I think, to repair the offense, I should become his disciple to get his chastisement. Because Gogamaj used to say, Sishya and Sashan, they have the same dhatu, same root. Sashan dhatu means to chastise. So Sishya means under discipline, under chastisement. He said, you have to accept the strict discipline. Guru will test you with strict discipline. So he said, I have to accept the discipline of that sadhu to become his Sishya. Mahaprabhu said, yes, very good. So he went back and he took initiation from Pundarika Vidyanidhi. Of course, in the Lila, Gadara Pandit is Shrimati Radhika and Pundarika Vidyanidhi is his father, Vrishabhanu Maharaj. So it's quite befitting that Gadara Pandit will take initiation from his father in Krishna Lila, right? That's like la petite histoire, the little story like we say in French. So I was thinking like that. That Lila crossed my mind. I said, no. The day before, I had approached him and said, Maharaj, I'm a very special case, very desperate case. I really need some extra mercy. Could you consider to accept me as a Siksha disciple? And he said, oh, pray to Prabhupada. And Mahaprabhu was very merciful. And I was thinking, yeah, very polite way to tell me you're useless. No. But he didn't say it like that. So I was thinking that he refused, but in a polite way. So next day when that happened, I came back to him. And then I thought, I really have to receive this chastisement. I really have to be his disciple. So I asked him, did you consider my request? And he said, you've already been accepted. Then I asked him, but what is the etiquette for the Siksha Guru? He said, no. Don't start to see me as anyone special. You were praying to Prabhupada for help, and he has asked me to help you. And I was thinking, I'm praying to Prabhupada, but Prabhupada is speaking to him directly. Yeah, there's a different level there. Like here, when we were glorifying Suddhadvaiti Thakur, he shares friendship with Narottam Thakur and Kaviraj Goswami. They are directly in contact. We praying to them, but they live on the same platform and they're friends. He's friend with Kaviraj Goswami, he's friend with Narottam Thakur. He's sharing the conception of Jiva Goswami. He's hovering on that in that world, and here we are. And I remember when Govinda said like that, he said, you were praying to Prabhupada, because I was praying. No, please give me, I used to give the disciples to one ISKCON Guru. Because my service was to preach and make devotees, find devotees. So I gave them to one Guru, but he failed on. Then I went to America, then that Guru also told me that Prabhupada never made us Gurus, and so I said, okay, I cannot keep on preaching for him. So I was thinking, not to whom I send the new devotees. I don't know. So I was praying to Prabhupada first, send me a nice sadhu I can work with. Then after some time I started to think, wait, charity begins at home. You're praying to send new people to a sadhu. What about yourself? Who now do you accept as your authority besides Prabhupada? From whom do you get inspiration now? So I started to pray, Prabhupada, please send me one sadhu, not just for the new people, for me too. And then Govinda, when I asked him what is the niti, the etiquette with the Siksha Guru, he said, no. You were praying to Prabhupada, and I was saying, how does he know? If I'm praying to someone you know, how does he know? I said, how does he know I was praying to Prabhupada? And he said, yeah, you were praying to Prabhupada, he asked me to help you. Wow. But still there was one, because I had heard for 2 hours this controversy and offenses, there was like a lingering doubt. So I remember Maharaj was sitting like on a small, even the smaller, thinner mattress than this, and I was sitting like against the mattress, like very, almost touching. And I was praying inside, Krishna, I don't want to paint him perfect because I want someone perfect. Don't cheat me, send me really, show me, give me a sign. And I was praying as deep as I could do, like in my heart of hearts, you know. And then what happened, he started to speak, to answer to my prayers. I was praying mute inside, and he was answering. Yes, what you're asking, take. Krishna is offering, and I was saying, wait a minute. I'm praying inside, and he's answering outside. It's like he's inside, he's listening. Then I told him, Maharaj, that verse which says that the Paramatma inside is taking a form outside, you're making me touch that reality. You're making me realize. He said, yes, this is our process. Don't be desperate. Yes, take. Krishna is giving. And I was thinking, anyone can say anything about him now. After this experience, nobody can deter me from that relationship. I was like so thick, and I was saying, this is amazing. I'm praying as deep as I can inside, and that sadhu I hardly know is just answering, like he's listening to the prayer and then say, yes, it's available, what you're asking, take, Krishna is giving, this is our path, this is our way, don't be desperate. Wow. After that, anyone could say anything. Oh, Govinda is like the talk. That nobody can take away. So I was very fortunate to meet him first time in 85, just 10 minutes, and the next year for 1 week, and I was translating the lecture, and that happened at that time. And later on, one time in Bhubaneswar, having that connection with his guru. So from sadhus, we get all types of mercy. Remember, mercy comes as a person. As a person. Some questions, protests, rectifications, good resolutions. I prefer good resolutions. This is what I prefer. No questions?
I'm trying to remember the name of Gaur Govinda Maharaj's Bhajan Shiksha Guru.
Oh, Bhakti Charan Das Babaji Maharaj.
Charan Das Babaji Maharaj, thank you.
But not the Charan Das Babaji who introduced Nitago Radesham, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Bhakti Charan Das Babaji. He was a Uriya disciple of Saraswati Thakur. Actually, we had two Babajis in Bhubaneswar. Through Govinda, we met two of those Babaji disciples of Saraswati Thakur. One is this Bhakti Charan Das Babaji Maharaj, and another one was Sri Niketan Maharaj. No. He was like so old, like bent in two like that. I remember he would do the parikram of the deity room. He was like bent like this, but going around like this. And so humble, he spoke perfectly English. One time I went into his room and he said, "You're a householder?" I said, "Yes." You know what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita? 3 gates going to hell. Lust, anger, and greed. And he started to preach to me like in pure English. I was like, wow. And then there was the opening of the temple, and we brought him a small leaflet in which there was a class of Gaur Govinda, some extract of a class of Gaur Govinda Maharaj. And when we gave to that Babaji, he read it, he started to cry. He said, "Oh, my Gurudev is still instructing me through this." Saraswati Thakur said like that, "If my Guru doesn't take many forms, how will he protect me?" So he said, Guru not appearing only through one form. If we get inspiration, it means all Guru is speaking through that person. No, Sri Guru, it's a principle. It's not just an individual. Of course, we're not impersonal. There is a person to whom we are most attached, or Gurudev, like that. But I had good fortune to have like Diksha Guru and Siksha Gurus, and you can realize more like what means Sri Guru. The same principle appearing in different forms. No. Same principle, Sri Guru. But taking the form of Prabhupada, taking the form of Śrīla Gour Govinda Maharaj, taking the form of Śrīla Narayan Maharaj. Like that. And Saraswati Thakur said like that. My Guru is taking many forms. If he was not, how would he protect me? Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Maharaj also was expressing this. No. Guru is coming in different forms. And he said in the spiritual world, actually, when you go there, it's the land of gurus. Everyone is teaching you something. In this world, somebody may be, in favor, somebody may be against, somebody may be indifferent. But he said, there, nobody is indifferent to you. Everyone is just teaching you bhakti. It's the land of gurus. So we have to try to have access to that. Try to say, oh, no, what is this devotee saying? How is my... Gurudev said one time also like that. When a difficult situation is coming, we should turn it upside down and say, okay, my Guru has hidden a gem of instruction in that situation. Then the problem disappears. It's not a problem anymore. What is the teaching? What am I supposed to learn from this situation? It's difficult. I don't know what to do. I'm a dilemma. Oh, my Gurudev has hidden a jewel of teaching in that situation. What is it? And he's saying this way the whole problem takes another dimension. You take it upside down. Gurudev said like that. Śrīla Gour Maharaj. What is the teaching my Guru has hidden in that situation?